Hi, Joe Coffey here with PremierGuitar.com. We're at NAMM 08 hanging out with Bruce Egnater of Egnater Amps and Keith Howland of the band Chicago. We're checking out Bruce's latest amp. It is called the Tourmaster 4100. Bruce, what should we know about this amp?
Well, this is available through Guitar Center. It has a million features on it. 4 channels, the clean, moderate crunch, overdrive, and a very high gain channel. They're quite versatile. For example, the clean channel, Keith can demonstrate a couple of the things it does. A couple nice features on here. One is the contour switch. Which cuts the mid-range, gives us a nice almost acoustic sound. We can vary the, basically an EQ change. It gives us a little more of a classic vintage sound, where this is a little more modern sound. Channel 2, same basic features. More gain, a little bit kind of old feel to it. We can switch to the modern setting, a little more 90s kind of sound. Again, the contour cut. Kind of an odd sound, but it's cool. Yeah. Channel 3, a moderate amount of gain. 2. Again, same features with the contour, for example. Channel 4, kind of the same thing. More gain, much more intense. And it'll do the... It's kind of cool. And that's it. We do have an overall master. It does have built-in spring reverb. That sounds kind of pretty. Overall density and presence are simply a low and high end boost in the power amp. And it does a ton of stuff. We do use Celestion speakers, vintage 30s in the 412 cabinets. We have this exclusive wheel that you'll find on the cabinets that slides out of the track. They're easily removable, very heavy duty, so those are kind of cool. We do have a jack panel on the cabinets that will automatically adjust for different impedances. It does have a 16 ohm mono input or 2 8 ohm stereo inputs or a 4 ohm mono input. Notice there is no switch on that. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to figure out what to do. You read the number and stick the plug in there and it does it. We do use groove tubes exclusively, as you can see in this large bowl of tubes here. 5881 6L6s are standard, 12AX7s. Great stuff. We have our name on them, which is pretty cool. This is the custom power transformer. It's a little unique to the guitar amp industry in that it looks quite peculiar. It is called a toroid transformer. The reason for it is much lighter weight, more efficient, and if it were not this shape, it would be really, really big. And it's that way because it has a lot of wires that come out of it for the power grid circuit, which is quite unique to our amps. One more thing here, we do use Celestion Elite 80s. These are tweaked for us. It's similar to a classic Lead 80. We use it in these smaller cabinets and the 112s and things like that, and the combo. And this is a great sounding speaker for the smaller boxes. On the back panel, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a pretty elaborate effects loop, easy to operate. It can be series or parallel. You can assign it to the channels individually or to the master section. The Footswitch Input. This is the coolest thing on here, is what we call the power grid. You can individually set the power for each channel individually. So you can go to channel 1, you can set up for 150 or 20 watts. You can cut that in half with this switch. It's pretty cool. And you can do that on all 4 channels. So you can have your clean channel at 100 watts, and you can do your channel 2, the deluxe Fender thing, and set it for 20 watts, and it's a 20-watt amp. We do have a recording out, external bias settings, the usual impedance switch. There is also a 212 combo version of it, all the same features with the classic, the 80 watts Schlesinger speakers in it. We simply turn the chassis over so it works, and this thing sounds great, even though it's a small box. It's quite heavy, but it sounds wonderful.
Well, let me do this. Keith, you've just dialed this in. I watched you. I mean, you have not actually heard this amp before yet. I know you've been playing Ignaters for, 15 years?
Something like that.
What do you think about what you just heard?
Well, I'm impressed. I mean, this is sort of a more mass-produced amplifier from Bruce, and it still sounds like him. So, I mean, I say he's somewhat responsible for my tone for the last 15 years, and I got to get one of these because it dialed up real nice. It sounds like him.
I think you just put in an order, Bruce. Do you hear that?
All right, Bruce, you mentioned this is in Guitar Center. Let's talk about the scratch. How much for one of these?
Well, the 100-watt head is $13.99. We'll sell in Guitar Center for, which is a fabulous price for a 100-watt 4-channel head with all these features and this quality. The 412 cabinets with vintage 30 speakers, birch plywood, all the best quality components, the wheels, the jack plates, will sell for $6.99. The combo version of it will sell for $15.99. So everything is priced where normal people can afford it, and it's no longer has to be expensive boutique. It could be affordable boutique.
Very cool. Bruce, thanks a lot for your time and showing us around your new amp.
Thanks.
Keith, thanks a lot. Could you take us out, man? Fire it up.
Sure.